Hello and welcome everybody. It's Rose Smith here from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm here with the Aries November horoscope. Wow, what a big Sagittarian month we're having this month, because there are a lot of planets in Sag. We've also got a lunar eclipse in Taurus, and I'll talk about that later on, but basically it puts a big focus on transforming your money situation. Okay, just to briefly explain, I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you, and then we'll look at your horoscope in depth. If you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, let's go to the board and we're going to have a look at what these cards have to say first before we actually look at your horoscope here. Okay, so the first card can be the first half of the month if you like, and the second card the second half of the month. All right, so for awesome Aries, what am I seeing in November 2023? Pearls. I feel like pearls, of course, are pearls of wisdom. You could get some very sound advice, or you give very sound advice. So look for the wisdom in what people say, and everybody's coming from a different point of view. But yeah, usually, you know, they're not outright 100% correct or incorrect. You know, it's up to you to, you know, sort through what suits your situation, because nobody's the same. All right, so pearls of wisdom. Okay, anything else? The window opening up in front of me always suggests an opportunity that is time sensitive, because it's a window of opportunity only available for a certain time, and a big kookaburra just flew past the window. So maybe some of your plans you might laugh at later on in the future and look back and think, how could I have thought that, and just laugh, because that's what kookaburras do, they laugh. Okay, the card that comes out is the Queen of Wands. This is a fabulous card. I really love this card because of this Bengal cat down here, and I'm very partial to Bengals, having two myself. But this is a woman who is very motivated and a very inspiring person. But besides that, she's also in touch with her intuition and her instincts here. You know, the cat, it's like has a lot of instinctual energy, more than a normal sort of cat. Bengals are highly instinctual. But she takes action as well. She's not, you know, her head in the air up in the clouds and not doing anything about it. She's got both her feet on the ground here, and she's seated on a wooden throne, so she's very practical. The sun brings insight and awareness, and also happiness and security as well. So she has brilliant flashes of insight, and she's very good at motivating other people. People sort of look up to her and respect her. She's quite a loyal person and quite spiritually inclined. Okay, so that's the first half of the month. You could meet someone like that, or you could find that in yourself. Okay, so now we're going to look at the second half of the month. I never get that exactly straight. There we go. I can't stand it when it's not straight. All right, the second half of the month, closing my eyes, a lot of purple here in front of me, suggests, again, spirituality, energies from on high coming through. You're picking them up, so well done you. Something about a hat, a new hat, putting on a hat. If you're in the northern hemisphere, do be careful of sunburn on your face. Okay, maybe you need a hat because the sun is more intense than usual. Then I see a submarine going down deep into the subconscious waters within. Most probably that's what that means. It's something I don't see very often, actually, a sub. Okay, let's see what card comes out for you. The Fool card. This is a major arcana, so, you know, it's worth taking note. It's time to step out of your comfort zone. It's time to take a risk. There may be some people, family or friends, trying to hold you back in some way. They don't want you to take this risk. And yes, it can be a risk. You're stepping off a precipice here. You can either sprout wings and fly or end up in the drink. But even if you end up in the drink, that's not a bad thing, because you can always find sunken treasure somewhere. So this is like trying something new. It may or may not work. It doesn't actually indicate which way it works out, you know, whether it's successful or not. But it is about taking action steps and grabbing the opportunities. Remember, I saw in the little vision there the window of opportunity. Travel may be on your agenda. You do have a lot happening here in your 9th house, which I'll talk about too. Okay, so that's that, and I'm going to put these two here so that you can see them as we go along, and I'll make the board bigger, and hopefully you will be able to see everything. Fingers crossed. All right, okay, here's your horoscope, awesome Aries, and another big month rolling around with several things happening. Now, the first thing is you'll see this red triangle here, and this is called a T-square, and it's basically between Saturn, sorry, not Saturn, it's Uranus. I don't know where I got Saturn, I put Saturn there, and Uranus, the Sun, and also there's Saturn there. Okay. The Sun, is that the Sun, or no, it's Venus, I'm sorry. Okay, so I was right. Venus, the Saturn and Uranus, right. Okay, so there could be something unusual or unpredictable that happens in relation to your personal money, or the joint resources that you share with somebody else. This could be things like real estate, it could be superannuation or 401k if you're in the US, it's called over there, your retirement funds basically. Something unusual, it's like you're sharing it with the government, or because there's rules around it, you don't have free access to it all the time. And also here, Saturn in your 11th house of hopes and dreams, but also connections and friends. So something unusual could happen, and it brings, with all these squares, it brings a bit of a challenge around your money, and maybe it brings up quite deep feelings too, because it's here in Scorpio. You want some sort of solid return on your investments perhaps, and you know, with these it's a bit of a challenge to get your investments to pay off. There's also possibly a feeling or a sense that you could be feeling controlled by a structure or an authority figure. They're setting the rules and you just have to follow. And mostly there's no point in trying to upset the apple cart and not follow the rules, because it just makes it worse. This is all amplified by the full moon, lunar eclipse in your 2nd house here on the 8th of the month. Jupiter's turning direct on the 23rd, so you might feel more free in some way, especially regarding your spirituality or things coming up from your subconscious, your dreams and so forth. On the 8th of the month, the eclipse is in Taurus, bringing a possibly turbulent transaction around your money, your personal finances. There's a bit of a shake-up. Something unexpected could happen, and it could cause some sort of concrete manifestation, like it's got real physical effects. So it's important that you do watch your finances this month. Uranus is also conjunct the head of the dragon here in your 2nd house. So this is about your future as well. And you working out ways that you can organise your money so that it works for your future, and you know, you can take care of your long-term future and your destiny basically. On the 8th, Venus goes into Sagittarius here. The 17th sees Mercury going into Sagittarius here. On the 22nd, on the 23rd, the new moon is also in Sagittarius. So it's a very Sagittarius heavy month. And this brings about a situation where you want to broaden your horizons, maybe through spirituality and education or travel. Perhaps you're thinking about going overseas, and that's why you need the money. The money is a focus to enable you to maybe go overseas, or maybe educate yourself. Maybe you're thinking about doing a course, and of course that costs money, and then you've got to live as well. So there's quite a focus on that kind of thing. As Venus is involved, it will probably work out and go smoothly, or you might meet charming and beautiful people or polite people in your travels or your journey through life. There may also be a beautiful or attractive person that you meet, and perhaps you find the world a much nicer place than usual, which would be a good thing, because Venus brings love, affection and beauty into your world now. There's likely lots of insight, awareness, new ideas, communications, and it's like, things are zinging around in your mind, which is a good thing, so write them down before you forget. Mercury also brings travel opportunities, and the Sun brings some sort of happiness or sense of achievement, or you become comfortable with the situation. The new moon brings physical new beginnings and fresh ideas and discussions about you moving forward in your life. Okay, so you might have some sort of turbulent thing around your money, but there's a way through, so that the new moon then brings the physical manifestation of your previous ideas, perhaps. The 14th to the 21st, your ruler Mars squares Neptune. Okay, this is not really a good time for going out in the world and trying to take on the world and do all sorts of things, because you could be feeling a bit vague or confused, or maybe you just don't have the energy you normally do. Maybe you don't feel as strong or capable as you normally do. Physically, it's a time where you need to rest more and be gentle. Don't overdo it. And try not to scatter your energies on too many different projects at once. Your imagination is likely to be quite fertile at the moment. You can run quite wild with these fantasies coming into your mind, or these ideas, and maybe you want to act out some sort of strange desire, and it's something you wouldn't normally do. But if you are an artist or a musician or creative person, this is a very fertile time. You can probably channel that energy into all manner of creative projects. The 28th to the 3rd of December sees Mars trining Saturn, so that's your ruler Mars again, so it's quite impactful for you. You're likely to have a lot of very pinpoint, detailed focus and concentration now. You can get very serious about your work. You can focus on work that's normally frustrating or tedious. It doesn't matter. You've got a lot of patience. You can achieve. And you've just got this ability to do painstaking work. There's a lot of self-control and discipline, but it's likely to bring positive results for you. It's a great time to study, actually. You'll pick up new ideas and be able to assimilate them, even in difficult topics. Then from the 28th to the 4th, we have Mars trining the moon. Just watch in relationships, because your feelings could be quite hot. You might be, more likely to act on instinct. Remember this Bengal cat here. With Bengals, they're not like normal cats. If you do something to a normal cat, often they'll give you a warning bite, and so it's like, don't do it. Or they look at you, or they glare at you. They give you some sort of warning. But a Bengal cat will just bite you to draw blood, like fair dinkum. Both of my cats do that if they don't like what I'm doing. So, just be cautious about that. The instincts come up and then you just sort of lash out. So, don't react on impulse. Think first if you can. But on the upside, your responses to life are probably very passionate. and more natural and authentic, which is a good thing. And you might feel inclined to sort of play games with people. Maybe you want to play chasings, or tag or something like that. It's a great time for love making, any activity that involves you emotionally, like going to a football match or a rock concert. You'll really enjoy it if you can attend anything like that. All right, awesome Aries, that's your horoscope. I hope it's useful. Let me know in the comments, leave a like. That would be fantastic. And if you're new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell. Have a wonderful month, everyone. I've got Taurus up soon. Okay, thanks again and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.